And yes, trapped on the inside. How unhealed trauma shapes the way you parent. Welcome to Friday Brave. My name is Wendy Ologe. I'm called Africa's number one parent coach. No, stop there. Before you go any further, you know that particular, that red thing that you can see. Click on that subscribe, share this link with someone. Because you are enjoying this whole thing, don't keep it to yourself. It will be evil. Let's see the way we walk into parenting, like we're carrying one suitcase. The truth is that there's a lot in that suitcase we are carrying: fond memories, warm connections, strong sense of identity, and a lot of us have all of that in it. Some of us have a heavy truck that has silent wounds, emotional bruises, unmet needs, painful memory that was never spoken aloud. Now, the problem: many of us never actually unpack that suitcase. That's where the real problem is. Instead, we carry it with us into our parenting, unaware that the past we are locked away continues to speak in our lives as parents. This is the quiet power of an unhealed trauma. Now, what exactly is unhealed trauma? Trauma is not just about the catastrophic event, somebody died, you were beaten. No, it's also the absence of what we needed that never happened. I usually say that trauma is not just what was done to you, it's also what was supposed to be done that never happened. Things like consistent love, things like safety, things like understanding, things like validation. So, trauma can be being constantly criticized. That can be trauma. Being parented in fear, that is trauma. Being parented in silence or withdrawal, growing up feeling invisible or not enough, that is part of trauma. Experiencing emotional volatility, walking on eggshells around your parents, that's trauma. When these experiences remain unprocessed, they take root in our nervous systems. They become our filters through which we interpret everything: stress, parenting, disobedience, love, connection, and even the things that people say. Are you that person? When your past becomes your script, unhealed trauma shows up softly, powerfully in parenting. It shapes one, your expectations. You may expect perfection. You begin to expect obedience. I usually say that disobedience is the only expectation in parenting. Your parenting will fail. And most times it's a product of trauma. You expect emotional maturity from a child who is still learning how to be human because you were punished for making mistakes. Number two, your reactions. You snap, you withdraw. Sometimes you even give your children silent treatment. You even keep malice with your child. You over discipline. Not because of what your child did, but because of what triggered inside of you. Your child talks back. Instead of you seeing a dysregulated brain that is learning boundaries, you hear the voice of your own child. If you speak up, you're being disrespectful. Your body reacts as if there is danger. Number three, your need for control. If your childhood was chaotic, unpredictable, you will try to control every aspect of your child's life. You mistake control for love, for safety. You follow your child everywhere. You follow them to jump. You follow your travel with them. Somebody says this jump conversation. Yes. And you don't even know that that's your trauma trying to control everything. You find excuses why that is so. Can believe you me, there's always an excuse. Your emotional availability. You struggle to sit with your child with big emotions. Your child cry, you get irritated. If no one ever sat with you when you actually cry, that's what happened to you. You shut down when your child cries because he's so loud. And for the parts of you, it's still aching. So a child is crying. Have you ever thought, why do you get upset when a child is crying? There's something wrong in your nervous system. There's something wrong that you need to deal with. That's part of the problem. Now, here is the trap. When survival becomes a pattern, that's a trap. Unhealed trauma traps us in survival patterns. How does it happen? Fight. You become aggressive, overprotective, and verbally harsh. You're constantly fighting. Flight. You escape emotionally. You stay busy and numb. Overworking can be a product of you actually struggling emotionally. You freeze. You feel overwhelmed. Any small thing, you feel overwhelmed. I hear parents that we teach whenever they get into the inner circle. One of the first things you hear is overwhelmed, overwhelmed, overwhelmed. And I usually say that if you're constantly overwhelmed, it is trauma. I keep saying it. It's trauma. And it shut down when it gets too hard. You shut down, you get overwhelmed when parenting gets too hard, and you shut down immediately that parenting is getting too hard, or you get into a system that is curated, you shut down. And then fun, you overcompensate. You give in too easily. Or you try too hard to be liked by your child. You think you're ice cream. Your children need to like you all the time. There's something I say to inner circle parents. You're a leader, you're not ice cream. Your children are not supposed to like you all the time. So what's this thing about? I don't want to offend my child. I don't want them to feel a certain way. You're not ice cream. Come on. And like we say in Nigerian palace, you're not jollof rice either. Now, these responses are not your fault. They are your brain's way of protecting you. But in parenting, they distort the ability to nurture. They distort the ability to discipline. They distort the ability to connect in healthy ways. Because children, as mirrors and triggers, children don't just challenge us, they reveal us. So your child's tantrum bring up memories of being punished for expressing it. Their defiance echo your own silent voice. Their emotional demands may stir up your own unmet needs. You begin to even low-key envy your children. I don't blame you. In my time, would I have ever tried to do this to my parents? Trauma. What feels like defiance is often a mirror of your unresolved pain. So if you don't recognize this, you will correct that child but never confront the real source. That's the wound that is within. The bravest parenting move you can make is to heal. Because parenting is not just about raising your child, it's an invitation to raise yourself too. To become the parent your child needs, you must first become the adult you needed. Acknowledge your story, not to blame, but to understand. Take responsibility for your story. Tell yourself, this is my story. I'm not here to blame myself. And when you do, seek support. Coaching, therapy, books, community. That's why we have the Intentional Parent Academy community. That's why we have the Healing from Childhood Trauma course. Don't miss it. It's going to change the trajectory of your life. Learn emotional regulation so you can co-regulate with your child. And that's why I say that joining a parenting academy today is non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable. Practice self-compassion. You are doing what you were never taught. So it's going to take a while. So extend grace, like we say in the inner circle. Extend grace to yourself. And by the way, if you want to join the inner circle, here are the details for you to actually join. We already opened registration for the next cohort 2026. You can book a slot now with 10,000 naira, and that's about how many dollars? And then you will be able to get into that. That's about $5, right? You'll be able to get into the system, and you can pay the other part. But the whole fee is $120, 120,000 naira, right? Yes, that's approximately about $120, yeah, like $100 or so for you to actually get into the academy. The academy will change your life. Break circles on purpose. Healing doesn't just happen with time; it happens with intention. You don't heal in isolation. No, you don't. You heal in safe relationships. Be that safety for your child and yourself. So don't be there and say, I'm going to heal myself. It doesn't happen. Healing in parenting looks like you apologizing when you react out of pain. You take breaks to regulate before you discipline. You give your child emotional language you never had. You don't shame them for their behavior you were punished for. You create a home where it's safe to cry, it's safe to question, it's safe to be imperfect. That's healing. Healing is not perfection. It's a courage to parent consciously, even when it's uncomfortable. You're not alone. If you feel trapped on the inside, you're not broken, you're only human. And you're not weak for needing healing. You are brave for choosing healing. So every time you stop to reactive pattern, pause to breathe, choose connection over control, and say, I am sorry. You are parenting from a place of power, not your past. And here is the truth. You may not have chosen your trauma, but you can choose your healing. And in doing so, you gift your children a new story. Thank you so much for joining me today. And remember to join the Healing from Childhood Trauma course. That course is going to change the trajectory of your parenting. I look forward to welcoming you. That course is taking off in the last week of May. Don't miss it. One thing you must understand is that healing is your responsibility. Choose healing today. See you again at the next Friday brief with Coach Wendy. No, stop there. Have you subscribed to this channel before you go? Do that now and share this link with a family and a friend. See you soon.